Hello there. Today I'm in one of the oldest and allegedly most beautiful university towns in Germany. Tourists come here mainly because of the famous castle ruins behind me, and students because of the no less famous university. So, what's it like to live and study in such a venerable town? Let's find out. Welcome to Heidelberg. I'm meeting with two students from Ireland and from Mexico. I'm taking you to an old college jail. And I visit, of course, the main attraction, Heidelberg Castle. It's been a while since I went to university. I studied in Hamburg, a big city in northern Germany. Heidelberg is the opposite of that, more of a small town with around 160,000 inhabitants, and it's located in southwest Germany, just under an hour from Frankfurt. At first glance, it seems as if time has stood still. The old bridge spans the Neckar like it did hundreds of years ago. This is the best spot for a selfie. The castle as a photo backdrop is simply irresistible. And today, there's something else worth taking a picture of. For many tourists, Heidelberg is the epitome of good old Germany. But the city is also young, modern, and international. After all, there are around 40,000 students here.
Where are you from?
I'm from India.
Ich komme ursprünglich aus China.
Hey, ich bin Moha, ich komme aus Palästina.
Warum bist du nach Heidelberg gekommen?
Weil ich die Stadt sehr schön finde und gerade auch die juristische Fakultät bietet hier sehr gute Veranstaltungen an und die Betreuung der Studierenden ist ja auch sehr gut.
Es gibt halt viele Kneipen und das ist halt einfach lebenswert, ne? Ja.
Eine sehr schöne Stadt, also auch sehr kuschelig, weil ich wohnte vorher in Peking, ist ein komplett anderes Stadtbild.
Es gibt viele Studenten, die vom Ausland sind, also internationale Studenten, und das gefällt mir sehr.
Heidelberg University is really good university for astronomy, astrophysics. Like they have a lot of research groups, interesting research going on for what I wanted to do, so that's why.
There are 6 universities in Heidelberg. The largest is the Ruprecht Karl University, and it's really old. It was founded in 1386, making it the oldest German university. It is highly regarded internationally. 57 Nobel Prize winners have researched and taught here. There are currently around 30,000 students, 5,500 of whom come from abroad. One of them is Ariel Noriega from Mexico. He's been living in Heidelberg since 2018 and is studying philosophy. His campus is in the middle of the old town.
Aquí estudias entonces.
Exactamente, aquí es el patio central de la nueva aula. Y aquí está la facultad, bueno, el seminario de filosofía.
Ahí estás tú siempre.
Exacto, aquí están las aulas, ahí está la biblioteca, aquí está la slavística, historia, y esta es la llamada Torre de las Brujas, ¿no?
¿Por qué?
Pues aparentemente ahí quemaban a brujas. No está comprobado, pero es una leyenda, ¿no? Exacto.
Ok. ¿Y eso es para las positas?
Exacto, aquí se junta la gente en la pausa, se ponen a platicar.
Aquí te pones a filosofar.
A veces, ¿no?
A pensar.
A pensar un poquito a veces, y en el verano se hacen algunas fiestas.
¿Y por qué elegiste Heidelberg para estudiar?
Bueno, es interesante porque una vez estaba en Berlín, después me decidí hacer un recorrido al sur de Alemania. Vine a Heidelberg y a Freiburg. Y la primera vez que vi Heidelberg, te enamoras de la vista, ¿no? Es un pequeño valle donde tienes prácticamente una pequeña ciudad en el medio de 2 colinas, ¿no? O montañas, como aquí le dicen, ¿no? Entonces, pues sí, uno se enamora pronto del ambiente académico.
Entonces, fue porque la ciudad es bonita y no porque la uni tiene mucha fama.
Yo creo que ambas. Porque también la reputación de la universidad es grande, es como designada como una universidad élite, porque sí es bastante exigente. Entonces también por la tradición misma de que aquí algunos filósofos muy importantes estudiaron aquí o dieron cátedra aquí, también me dejé influir por eso.
Next, Ariel shows me the old university. This is where you find the historic auditorium. Today, this lecture hall is only used for festive events. But I can vividly imagine how students used to listen to their professors in the past. The chemist Robert Bunsen, for example, taught in Heidelberg, as did the philosopher Friedrich Hegel. You can also visit the historic auditorium as a tourist. We head to the cafeteria, located also in the Old Town, and it's not only open to students, but also to tourists like me. The food is really cheap.
¿Tú encuentras la vida aquí en Heidelberg cara o barata para ti?
Para mí se compensa bastante bien si uno también tiene la posibilidad de tener un mini job, que es un pequeño trabajo donde uno trabaja alrededor de quizás 15 horas semanales, máximo creo que son 20 horas. En mi caso yo trabajo 2 días por semana con turnos de 5 horas, que es muy flexible realmente, ¿no? Entonces yo creo que eso es una gran oportunidad también para pagar tus gastos, ¿no?, mensuales. Por una parte también tengo ayuda de mis papás, pero por otro lado también es un extra si tienes un pequeño mini job, ¿no?
¿Y qué onda con el alojamiento? Yo sé que en las ciudades universitarias es como un gran desafío encontrar algo lindo, medio barato. ¿Cómo ha sido para ti?
Creo que esa es una muy buena pregunta en lo que concierne a Heidelberg, porque encontrar habitación sí es muy difícil, existe grande demanda y la oferta es muy poca. Y yo creo que la mayoría de las veces siempre es por medio de contactos. Si tú conoces a un amigo que te ofrece un lugar,
Perdón.
o el amigo de un amigo.
Perdón, está muy salada la comida. Agarré una parte así, perdón. No te quería interrumpir. Ok.
Y
Es con contactos entonces.
Sí, siempre es con contactos. También aquí hay alojamiento estudiantil por parte de la universidad, del Studienberg. Pero tienes que hacer la petición y esperar por un vacante y puede durar mucho tiempo, ¿no?
I still have time before my next appointment, so I'll go visit the castle. The electors of the Palatinate used to live here. The castle is said to have been so magnificent that it was compared to the imperial court in Prague and Vienna. Not much of the old glory can be seen anymore. The wars in the 17th century left the castle in ruins. And so began its second and third career, that of a place of longing for romantics and that of a tourist hotspot. Even if you're not that interested in history, the castle is very impressive. And I think very old walls have their very own charm, and the view from up here is just fantastic. Back in the old town, I'll take you to a special place. It looks like a squatted house. In fact, we're in the old student prison. Here one was imprisoned for public drunkenness, public urinating, or other minor offenses. The sentence was 3 to 14 days in prison. At first, it was quite a serious matter, but towards the end of the 19th century, it became a lot of fun. The students had wine and food delivered to them, and colors to immortalize themselves artistically. In a way, it was considered hip to have been in the prison at least once. Later, you even had to pay rent if you wanted to get in here. In 1914, this party house for students was closed. Now I gotta go. I have an appointment with Anya Fellens. She is from Dublin, Ireland, and she just got her master's in political science. Actually, she wanted to show me the bar mile in Heidelberg, Untere Straße. But because of the rain, we take refuge in the Hörnchen, her favorite cafe.
Why did you come here to Heidelberg?
Because I really wanted to study in a student city. I kind of thought the idea of going to a really big city when being away from home might be a bit overwhelming. It might be difficult to make connections with people. Here it's super familiar. When I go out of the house, I directly see people that I know, and it feels like a home, actually.
And you think that wouldn't happen in Berlin or Hamburg or Munich?
It could happen. I think it would be more difficult.
Okay.
I think there's about 1/3 of the people living in this city are students. So it's very student friendly. The amount of offers that there are, the things that you can do in the evenings, the culture here is very student oriented, and I think that makes it very easy to arrive, to feel welcome, to feel like you can actually build roots here as well, even if you're just here shortly.
And is there something that you miss from back home?
Oh gosh, I mean, I miss the landscape, I miss the sea.
But we have the rain.
We have the rain,
Like you do, right?
Yes, exactly, a lot of rain. I feel like the German rain is more aggressive. When it rains, it really pours. In Ireland, it's a bit more on and off. You have to be prepared for all weathers, all times of the day. Yeah. I think, however, leaving Ireland in particular was a really good decision because a lot of my friends back home, because it's so expensive, they still live at home, even as students, because housing is just unaffordable. So it's definitely gave me a different level of independence.
In the meantime, the weather has calmed down, and now I know why Untere Straße is considered Heidelberg's bar mile.
Hello.
What about you? Maybe you feel like studying here or just visiting the city.
I think Heidelberg is the perfect match for both tourists and students. There's a good mix of traditional and modern. And well, if you hang out where the students go, then it doesn't even have to be expensive. Bye-bye. See you next time.